Now more than ever, Gemini, it is important for you to know what you will stand for, and perhaps even more importantly, what you will not stand for. While I was connecting with your energy, I had the image of a beautiful, brilliant sword of light. And this actually reminded me a lot of the tarot card, the Ace of Swords, which is all about truth, clarity, messages, and really cutting through things like deception, doubt, and illusion. So it feels like you are really taking a stand for a truth or a cause, whether this is about something that's important to you, an individual, a group of people that are near and dear to your heart, or even if this is about you. But even if you are taking a stand for yourself, it doesn't feel like it's just about you. It's about people like you, people who are affected by the same things that affect you. And I can speak as a queer person right now, the world really does need a lot of advocacy and people speaking up and being brave and saying things that might feel a little out of your comfort zone. And I'm feeling like you're kind of stepping into this role, Gemini. You're almost coming into this warrior energy, which is very interesting and kind of surprised me tuning in with you. It feels very serious, but also very grounded. I do also want to say you feel incredibly protected to me at this time. When I saw this sword, it immediately made me think of Archangel Michael, not just because he's my namesake angel, but he's also the angel that carries a sword of fire. But in my mind's eye, I always think of this as a sword of light, a sword of radiant truth. And so maybe some of you have this divine or even angelic protection over you right now. I did pull a couple of animal cards here as well. We will get into the tarot cards in just a moment. But even with these two, the bear and the buffalo, I felt like you are very, very protected, especially with the bear here. The bear is very much a card of coming out of hibernation, of perseverance, protection, resourcefulness as well. So connecting with people who are valuable to you and connecting to resources that can help you achieve your goal or your mission is really, really important. Bears are incredibly adaptable and resourceful, and they really utilize each season to its maximum potential. They're really good at figuring out how to utilize what is available. And so right now, this feels like an important kind of message or theme for you, but so does awakening from a hibernation. Maybe you are stepping up again, going into a more assertive or dominant or proactive role where you've been in more of kind of a retreated or dormant energy before, maybe regaining your strength or waiting something out. It does feel like you are either entering into this period now or you are getting ready to enter and shift into a new energy. And sometimes when this card shows up, it can be kind of groggy. It can be a little hard. It can feel a little rusty. I know it's been some time since I've recorded these readings, and let me tell you, it definitely took a couple of takes before I really felt comfortable on camera again. So it's really about you getting back into the groove, getting back into the momentum, whatever that looks like for you and your life. It really feels like you are reconnecting with some sort of cause or project that is very deeply important to you. We do also have the buffalo here as well, which speaks about grounded spirituality or kind of a grounded perspective. Because the buffalo is so connected to the heavens, we have these horns reaching up to the sky. It's like these antennae. There's even this lightning that is coming down, these sort of divine images, these messages, these signs. But we do also have the very heavy hooves planted into the earth, very grounded, almost unshakable. And that's what I see with this buffalo card. Yes, there may be a storm that is happening right now. Things might be very intense, but there is this grounded presence, almost like the calm in the storm. And this is what you feel like right now, Gemini. And again, it's a little ironic because I often do think of you a bit like a whirlwind. I don't mean this negatively, but you move very quickly. You kind of examine and take in information very quickly as you move through the world, sometimes at a pace that can other people just can't keep up with. But it feels different right now. you feel very, very centered and you have what you need. And there is also some sort of protection, whether this is divine, whether this is through your community or some other place. You feel very protected right now. So it's important that you speak your truth, that you speak to the things that are important to you and that feel like are important for the greater good even. I think that is really kind of the word I've been circling around, or this sort of label, the greater good. That is the thing that is the focus for you right now. So very, very interesting. I'm so curious to see what we have in the tarot for you. If you've been following this channel for some time and you haven't done so already, I really encourage you to hit that subscribe and bell notification. Not only does that help you stay up to date with what's in the cards for you, it also supports this channel, as does your likes, shares, comments, subscribes, all of that good stuff. Any sort of engagement helps me continue putting out these messages for all of you. I do have links in the description box for personal readings, distance Reiki sessions, and donations. You can schedule those sessions with me on my website. And if this reading just doesn't resonate with you, it's totally fine. It probably just wasn't meant for you at this time, although there's likely something here that drew you in, whether it is a message for you or somebody else you're connecting with, regardless of zodiac sign. And, maybe even taking a moment right now to pause this video, really connecting with your energy, with your body, with your spirit, so you can really feel what are the messages that are meant for you. So we did just have a card come out here. We actually have the King of Wands coming out first. And this is coming out in the past position. So the King of Wands to me is someone who's very passionate, maybe even very creative, but I'm getting the passion most strongly here. And the fact that this is coming up in the past is kind of reminding me of what I just said, where it's like there was a cause or something that was very important to you that maybe you felt disconnected from or distant from. It feels like that could be something that is coming back into relevance right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, Gemini, at the time of this recording, even though this is a timeless reading, the astrology is really looking like there is something that you're reflecting, remembering, reviewing. Your ruling planet Mercury is going to be going retrograde on March 14th of 2025 in the sign of Aries, which for you is about communities, hopes, wishes, your ideals, if you will. And again, it feels like it involves the greater good. It involves humanity. And I think that is going to be a time that's really going to catalyze you, especially because this is also an eclipse as well. This is going to be a full moon Virgo eclipse. So I really do get this sense there is something major that is helping you remember something that is important to you, and it feels like it's about your ideals. It's about what matters most to you, especially as it relates to humanitarianism, to larger groups of people or collectives. And maybe there is even kind of a creative element to this as well. Maybe even part of what you make or want to put out into the world has some sort of message behind it, and that might be the key to really unblocking anything that is preventing you from creating. Very, very interesting energy so far. Let's kind of dive into this a bit more. And again, I was kind of saying, while these are timeless readings, the astrology messages, they may be kind of hearkening back to periods of time. So even if you aren't watching this around the time of recording, maybe there is some sort of reference to March of 2025 that is very pertinent, or kind of a remembering that is going on. Or perhaps regardless of the time you are watching this, there is just something here that is happening energetically that is kind of resembling what I'm describing with the astrology. So really use your own intuition and discernment here. Time is ultimately very fluid, especially in these readings. So what do we have? Ooh, yeah, Three of Swords. Something has needed to heal. Something needed to heal. Maybe your ego got wounded because people didn't understand your message. People tried to keep you small or shut you down. And this very much happens to people who do use their voice, who do stand up, who do speak out and highlight problems. Instead of turning to the problem, people often turn to the person who is speaking these things that are uncomfortable to hear, and they try to shut them down, as opposed to directing their energy or action towards the problem itself. And so you may have been labeled as the problem. That could have happened in a very close relationship, because sometimes the Three of Swords does indicate things like breakups or just like a deep sense of betrayal or loss. I do feel like this is something that has already happened, though. I don't think that this is something that is about to take place. You may have even figured out who your real friends are, who your real allies or comrades are. That also feels very relevant to kind of the astrology I am describing here with Mercury going retrograde. There may be some friendships that are also kind of ending, or groups that you've even separated yourself from. I'm actually getting groups. That is a thing that I think is the most pertinent to you. You may have had to walk away from groups or communities that you thought you shared values or visions with. I know I've definitely felt that before, especially in spiritual spaces. But then there was something that made you realize, I need to pull away from this. We don't resonate. We don't have the same vision or values. It feels incompatible. And in fact, I'm being made a problem here. So, wow, big energy. And I'm not surprised. I told you, the energy felt very serious. It felt really big. It felt like there was something that you were kind of standing up against. And interestingly, you do have the Six of Wands very present. You are standing in your power. There is actually a victory or an accomplishment that is happening for you right now, or you're just getting a lot of recognition. I'm also getting the sense, Gemini, there is someone in your life who's going to tell you something along the lines of, I understand what you are saying now, or what you were saying now. You tried to warn someone about a group, you tried to speak out about something, and someone may have rejected you or criticized you. And now I think they're coming back maybe to apologize, or they're coming back recognizing that you were actually right about what you had said. You had the Ace of Swords, or you had that sword at the very beginning. Maybe you said something that upset somebody or a group of people, but it was important. And even if it didn't happen right away, you planted a seed. You made people see something that they couldn't forget. And they may have tried to cover it up. They may have tried to conceal it. They may not have wanted to see it, but they see it now. They see it. And again, time is fluid. Maybe this is currently happening for you. This is kind of just the trajectory of the situation. But I think for most of you, you're at this turning point right now where you're rising above it. And other people are coming to you, recognizing your truth, recognizing what you have said and done. What else do we have for Gemini? Yeah, I do feel like there is a healing or reconnection. You may be hearing back from a friend or even family member, especially if there was kind of this conflict. I'm also getting, for some of you, there may have been, I hate to use this word because I do think it's overused, but it's real. It feels like there was a narcissist. There was someone here who may have been very in their ego with this King of Wands. And there's almost like the flying monkeys, or the people who would defend this figure, this individual. But I feel like that person has been burned. Someone is feeling burned with the Three of Swords. Maybe this is another energy too. Another person, rather. And I do feel like with both the Six of Wands, Six of Cups, maybe there was a Six of Swords, maybe there was a move or separation, but there is now a reconnection. Because the Six of Wands can often represent the returning from battle, coming back from your quest. The Six of Cups often speaks of reconnecting with our past, especially people, or just the sense of nostalgia. Again, for some of you, you're just finding your voice, you're finding your fire. You are reconnecting with your passion. It's like the thing that gets you out of bed. the reason you're living, the thing you want to stand up for and advocate on behalf of. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Where is this leading for Gemini? You know, you really could be an important figure, whether that's on social media or in your local community or just in a group of people. It feels like your voice is very important right now. We have the King of Cups, a very emotionally wise and mature energy. Why is the King of Cups here? Interesting. King of Cups with the Two of Cups. So this is interesting because this could be talking about a relationship for some of you. This could be talking about someone supporting you or having the support from an emotionally mature or emotionally intelligent individual. I think this is, for some of you, also just about committing to your own heart. You know, even though the Two of Cups very often does indicate commitments, relationships, new romance, I think self-love, self-commitment, making a decision, making a commitment to yourself, to the things that matter, are also very important. I think overall, you're just committing to the people and things that matter most to you. Is there a message about love here and relationships here? Maybe you speaking out gets you noticed by someone, or it strengthens a connection. It's definitely showing you who supports you and who doesn't. I think you already have kind of been in the energy of being rejected or being kind of scapegoated even. And now you're stepping into the energy, Gemini, where there are people who are going to be supporting you. And you might be surprised by who is who. You might be surprised by the people who end up supporting you and end up having a good relationship with you and the ones who end up leaving your life. But you feel the love, you feel the connection. And it's important to still let that in. Anything else for Gemini? Anything else for Gemini? Yeah, there are some major endings. The 10 of Swords with the Hermit. That's what I mean. You're not afraid of standing on your own. Or that's the advice for you. Don't be afraid to take a stand. Don't be afraid to be the one to say something that's a little risky. Or that rocks the boat. Because this Hermit is very connected with this inner light, this inner wisdom, this inner guidance. And I don't see this Hermit, honestly, truly, as someone who is retreating or withdrawing. Maybe you are distancing yourself from people, but what this really truly feels like to me, the image that comes through with this Hermit, is this is someone who is standing in the middle of a room. Like there's literally a circle of people around you or this person, and it feels very accusational. But the Hermit here is still speaking its truth. I'm going to say the thing that needs to be said, even if no one else wants to say it. And there very well could be some endings. There could be some hurt feelings here. There might even be someone who goes against you, who betrays you. But you know what's important, and that's why I really go back to that Ace of Swords from the beginning. Knowing your truth is going to make this situation better. Even if it hurts who ends up turning against you or what ends up happening, knowing in your heart that you are standing right by yourself and the things that matter for the greater good, it doesn't matter how you're received in this moment anymore. That's the courage, that's the bravery, that's the superpower here. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't feel scary still. That doesn't mean that it doesn't feel vulnerable. And in fact, vulnerability is the key to courage. Putting yourself out there, letting yourself be susceptible to these opinions, to these attacks. Obviously, using your discernment here. If it is safe for you to do that, if you are truly in danger, then maybe don't do that. But there is something here that is important to stand up for, and maybe even finding the support to do that, finding the people you can do that with. Because you don't necessarily have to do that alone, even though the Hermit is here. It's almost like, okay, What I just got with the Hermit, it is the willingness to be rejected, to speak your truth, and to be authentic to yourself and your ideals. To have your integrity. It is the willingness to risk vulnerability and rejection for the sake of your integrity. That is how I see this Hermit. Anything else? I honestly think that's everything. I'm getting one more animal card. Any other energies or messages, anything for Gemini to embody at this time? We have the Camel. And I mean, the Camel goes through the desert, these hot, intense, heated situations, knowing where its wellspring comes from oasis to oasis, and also having the reserves, having what you need inside of you. The Camel is like going on a pilgrimage. It is about traveling light. It is about having what you need and having the faith that you will be provided for, that you will make it. And you may be maneuvering through a very heated or intense situation, very hostile situation even. Deserts to most animals, to most creatures, are very inhospitable. But you will make it through. You have the ability to make it through. And this doesn't feel like you backing down. I'm going to be very real. It also doesn't feel like you are yelling or screaming or shouting. Maybe in some ways, but you have a composure to you. I don't know why I'm getting this message, but I'm literally hearing, like, let them see your heart through your eyes. However you're saying something, whatever it is that you're saying, literally visualize your heart, the energy of your heart coming out of your eyes. And you will be surprised. Some people can really be disarmed by that. Some people get very hostile to that, because they don't want to get into their heart. They don't want to feel vulnerable. They don't want to even approach anything resembling that. And if you're doing that, then that's threatening to them. So maybe they do push it away. But they can only push that away for so long. So letting your heart shine through your eyes, whatever that means to you. People who matter, people who are right for you, are going to see. They're going to see your truth. They're going to see your integrity. And those are all the messages I have for you at this time. Very interesting message, Gemini. Please let me know in the comments down below. What is this cause? What is this thing that you're reconnecting with? Maybe even give us those buffalo, bear, camel emojis. Really claim this message. Really reclaim your truth, the things that you're passionate about, your mission. What is this greater good? Please let us know, and please support each other in the comments down below. I do have links again in the description of this video for personal readings, distance Reiki sessions. All that good stuff is in the description here. You can book that on my website. I will see you all in the next video. You're also welcome to watch these videos for moon or rising sign. There may be some messages for you there as well. I will see you next time, Gemini. Take care. Sending lots of love and blessings your way.